Yeah, for sure. So my name is Katelyn Owens. I'm the communications manager at the Norwalk Community College Foundation. So we, connect students here at CT State Norwalk to scholarships. We also do a lot of work with student success initiatives broadly here on campus. There's a lot of partnership. There's a lot of connection. Our primary audience is obviously the college, the larger CT State college system, donors, students, and alumni. And I am the one-stop shop for all communications and marketing here. We're a small team. And so I'm sure we say this phrase a lot in this space, but obviously I wear a lot of hats. There's not a great deal of time in terms of time that I can dedicate to content creation, but we have a lot. Like we're sitting on a huge archive of photography. This is our 60th year. And industry data does support that, like using photography centered approaches on pretty much across platforms is your best bet for connecting to folks. So what I just wanted to show you for how I use AI. So I've dabbled in the dark arts of the Adobe Creative Suite, but I'm not classically trained. I don't know what the word is for that, but I definitely have limits when it comes to photo editing. So for me, I think one of the biggest leaps I've been able to make in terms of the way that I do my work has been to use AI for just advancing my skill set on the Adobe Creative Suite. And there are other photo and video editing software, but that's what we have through the college. So I just wanted to look at this really quickly. So when I adopted this role, this was kind of like what our Instagram feed looked like. And again, I'm like a very data informed person. And so what I worked to do is one, we wanted to obviously increase engagement. We were starting from basically zero. And this feed doesn't necessarily tell a story about our brand or the relationships that we have or what it feels like to engage with the foundation. And so I wanted to move to a more photography centered, human centered approach to our storytelling. I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so it's not great, but you can see that like very early on, these were the first posts that I ever did were just very centered around photography and the people that we are working with, our students, the staff here at the college who make a difference for our students, like faces that every student would probably recognize if they do come on campus. So I wanted to prioritize that. You can also see like these were great moments. I can't speak to it because it predates me, but these are great moments for the foundation and for the college. These are very recognizable faces if you work in Fairfield County or in the Norwalk area. But they don't necessarily evoke emotion, primarily just because of the quality of the photography. So that is like one big piece of the puzzle that I've tried to use AI to introduce here. And as you can see, well, I think that it's all subjective, right? But I do think that these photos do evoke emotion and do tell a story in and of themselves. And most of the photos that come in to us from students are with a phone, obviously. And the ones that I take on my phone, I have like 40 pictures of the same thing and they're all the same low quality. So we do have a great in-house photographer for our major events. And she does a little bit of photo editing itself. But for everything else throughout the year, it's people taking bad pictures with their phones. And I say that because it's me taking bad pictures with my phone. So the way that let me see. So it's very straightforward. And I saw somebody ask with the previous presenter, I use ChatGPT. There may be a better option out here for this usage in particular, but this is like I started my AI journey on ChatGPT and I haven't been too experimental with it. We also have a premium subscription for this. But I will essentially upload a raw photo, and I think you can see it here on the left side for Adobe Lightroom. You can see like I'll upload the raw photo. And in the beginning, I was talking to ChatGPT more about what kind of like usage, what kind of branding, like what kind of feel I wanted or what the purpose of posting the photo would be. By now, it's kind of adopted a branding profile and understands what kind of what's the word? Photo profiles that I'm hoping to get out of the edits. And so it will define kind of what goals we want with it. And I'll be honest, like this raw photo here was good. Like you could post this, but I just wanted to kind of bring out a higher quality to it. And so it talks to me about things that like I've seen the word exposure several times. Do I quite know what it is in a photo? Not too sure. Um, it's particularly useful for photos that really are like without the use of technology, like somewhat unsalvageable for me. Let me see if I can find like this one on the left for me. This is the original. It's like there was a lot of it's all right. It does look subtle, but to me, it's like I spent an hour on it, so there's a lot of detail here. But like the photo on the left, I don't think would get a lot of engagement, but able to bring up kind of the quality and also do like a pretty strategic zoom in allowed for that photo to be one of our more successful ones. And again, it's a volunteer who students are quite fond of. So it also will allow me to it's allowed me to learn about like masking, so you can do masking for essentially editing for the subject of the photo versus the background of the photo or an object in the photo. So having different kind of editing focuses on, I'm not using the right terminology, but that's why I use AI for that. So like for instance, she has different editing on her face than the background does. And so that's something that I'm able to do because I use AI. Let me see. Let's see. It's hard to find them on the fly. I apologize. But there are a number of ones that really are just like quite zoomed out. And by the time I'm done editing them, they're really focused on the subject. And I, from a communication standpoint, do work from like the campaign level. So when we have a giving day or the spring appeal, I build a campaign around that includes social, includes email, includes in-person activation. And AI can suggest visuals to consider for that to bring kind of a cohesion to that campaign. And so I will prioritize using AI in that way as well, because again, like for time in the day, I probably have about an hour a week to dedicate to content creation. But it's fine because again, industry data does support the usage of photography as like probably your best bet for engagement. So again, just capitalizing on the resources that we already have, which is thousands of photos. Yeah, so our students sign a photo release form, but also in general, the majority of the photos that I post are photos that I took and asked for their permission verbally as well, just to get that kind of like comfortable consent. Also, just because we want them to share the photo themselves, and we want to be able to tag people if they're online. I do a lot of like on LinkedIn and Instagram, like tagging folks. There's a lot of students who are like influencers, and so if we can get them to share our content, or if we can get them to feel good about the content that we're producing, that just helps us with the engagement that we're doing. I hope that was clear. But if anybody has any questions, you can let me know.